Here's a bad way of thinking. Since flesh and spirit are opposed, we see this in Scripture. If beauty is fleshly, then beauty is opposed to the spiritual. So ugliness should be pursued, lest we fall prey to the attractions of beauty. So this is not right, and diagnosing what's not right about that way of thinking is instructive. The idea is the problem is that there's a confusion of sin with the material. So Kuyper, he wants to locate beauty in the material world primarily. But he notes that some Christians confuse the material world with the world of sin. That is not biblical. All of creation is good, declares the Lord. Nevertheless, it should be acknowledged that persons who love and are enraptured by beauty, they often do seem to be those who don't love God as fully, as maybe some persons who don't seem to be so enraptured and taken in by beauty to the same degree. It's easy to be enraptured by the beauty of the world and fail to see how it points to God. Think about it like this. Do you enjoy thinking about and talking about the things of God as much as you do the things of beauty? Just to make this a little more concrete, do you enjoy talking about the things of God as much as you enjoy talking about film or TV or literature or music or video games or sports, blah, blah, blah? You get the idea. The things of this world, the beauty of this world can captivate us so much that we actually ignore what it points to. Beauty comes from God. Now, I think that God is beauty itself. That He is beautifulness itself. But Kuyper, I think, disagrees with me. We'll explore that a little more later. Now, Jesus clearly enjoyed sensual things, beautiful things. He ate good food, drank good wine. He enjoyed expensive perfume. He had fine clothes that the soldiers took. So, the beautiful is not opposed to the spiritual. Another way of thinking about this is looking at it from the perspective of sin and in particular, sort of one of the personifications of sin that we see in Scripture, the devil, Satan. Satan is never creative. Sin is never creative. God is creative. Sin, Satan, is always destructive. So, beauty is not opposed to God. Indeed, when thought of correctly, it's actually opposed to sin and Satan. God brought beauty into existence in the creation. And so we need to distinguish here between the beauty that is there in the creation, pointing to God, and our detection of it, our sense of it. So God gives us the ability to sense or to detect beauty, but we fail. We can pervert that beauty. We can miss it. The new heavens and the new earth that we long for, that are discussed all throughout Scripture, especially in places like Romans 8, that the new heavens and the new earth, they're described as being more beautiful than anything we've ever encountered in this current version of the heavens and the earth. So again, beauty and the material world are not opposed in any way. The glory of God is an expression of beauty, and Scripture tells us the glory of God fills the earth. But the beauty of the original creation has been diminished with the fall. But don't confuse the original beauty that the creation had prior to the fall with the ultimate beauty, the consummate beauty, the completed beauty that the creation will have after the return of Christ and the resurrection. So we need to distinguish between three stages here. We have the beauty of the original creation. We have the beauty as it exists now in our fallen condition. The beauty of the universe has been marred by the fall. Our ability to detect that beauty has been marred by the fall. But we've got these three different sorts of stages of beauty. The beauty of the original creation, the beauty of the creation as it is now after the fall, and the beauty of the completed and renewed creation after the return of Christ, after all things have been made new. We'll see that distinction, these three different stages, turns out to be very important for understanding more deeply how art can be used by us to get us into a deeper relationship with God.